It is good to be back again making videos. It's been about 2 months or so since my last video. It's also great to be back at the auctions. Hey, my name is Chris. The channel is called East Coast Classics, and I am at the State of Delaware surplus vehicle auction. There are a handful of school buses, some paratransit buses, 44 vehicles in total, some pickup trucks, lots of sedans, bunch of minivans as well. These cars are typically in really nice condition, and because of that, they sell for a really nice price as well. But the key here is to find that gem, to find the bargain, to find the deal with a good running, good looking car for not a lot of money. Why don't we start over here in this section right here? Let's jump right into it. At lot 608, it's a 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan, 58,000 miles. Bidding is at $5,000 right now. First thing that jumps out to me is this gap right here that I'm seeing between the fender and the bumper. And I don't know if you can make it out, the red on the fender is a little different than the red on the hood. So there are 9 other Caravans just like this one, different colors of course, similar years ranging between 2007 and 2013. This looks good, and this is a really good example of the other vans that you'll find at this auction. These are nice. These always sell for a lot of money. KBB puts a trade-in value at $6,200 to $7,800 on these cars with this mileage in this condition. They have a private party sale price of $8,100 to $10,300. It's a lot of money. This is clean. I mean, these are always clean. These are sent over to the prison system before coming here to auction, and the prisoners, they detail them and clean them up. It starts nice. Air conditioning is running, code. No warning lights on the dash. Clean doors. You got the stow and go, so the seats all fold down flat into the floor, which is pretty cool. And, you know, nice condition. These things always sell for a lot of money, again. And rightly so. I mean, you can come in here and get a good car that's still decent, it's still modern, looks good. I'm sure it drives good. I don't really have any doubts about that. But in this example, you're paying full retail. I'll guarantee this is selling for $7-8 grand. I mean, if it goes for much less than that, it's a nice deal. But used car prices, they're on the high side right now. And I suspect this is going to sell for a good amount too. Oh, check this out. A little bit of rust right here on the leading edge. That seems to be a thing with these vans. Rusting on the hood like that. I see it has aluminum wheels instead of hubcaps, which is interesting. Being a fleet vehicle, I didn't expect any type of nice things like that. I don't see a model designation, but I'm guessing it's an SVX, which is kind of like a mid-range on the Grand Caravan. Right next door to that Dodge Caravan, lot 609, is the 2009 Chevy Tahoe SSV, so it's a 4-wheel drive. You can see the passenger side mirrors busted up. This does not run, does not have a battery in it. Bidding is at $1,700. Being at 09, it should have the 6-speed transmission. Should be the first year for that trans. But without it running, I mean, what are you getting with this? To me, it's just kind of a parts car at this point. You would assume that any of these V8s, you're going to have to replace the cam and lifters because of the displacement on demand system. That's a $4,000 repair bill. And that's if that's the issue, if that's going to fix the issue. Otherwise, I mean, I'm just looking at a parts car at this point. You could also go to the junkyard, grab any 5.3 liter engine, drop it in here. It's an iron block. They're inexpensive to get to, but again, you have to assume that you're going to be replacing cam and lifters on those junkyard engine takeouts as well. Any way around it, you're paying a lot of money to get this engine running, to get the DOD system fixed, and to get this thing back on the road. It's at $1,700 now. It's a 4-wheel drive, so it has a little more value than, say, a PPV would have. But you know, this is deferred fun. This is going to take time. It's going to take money to get back on the road again. But you know, otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty decent. It looks like it has potential, and it seems like it would deserve to be back on the road again. Just not using my money. I'd be curious where this one ends up, but really, I have no interest in it. No. Lot 611, it's a 2012 Ford Focus. And if you know anything about these things, you know they have a power shift transmission. 1.5 million vehicles have been recalled between 2012 and 2016 because of this transmission. It's a 6-speed dry dual clutch that stutters and stumbles and stalls. It throws itself into neutral when you're accelerating, when the engine, or I'm sorry, when the transmission starts overheating. This one has a bunch of dings on it. This one has 41,000 miles on it, and already has a bad transmission. This bidding is at $1,800. KBB again puts a trade-in value on these cars in good running condition between $4,300 and $5,700. Private party 61 to 8,300. These always sell for a lot of money. It's interesting what they do with these fleet vehicles, where they put power windows on the front and on the back. You get a window crank. I mean, the engine's running, air conditioning's cold. I mean, they're attractive cars. But that transmission problem on this car is, it's typical with all of these. And you have to know that getting into this. This is going to be a public service announcement. Don't do it. Don't buy one of these. Don't bid on one of these. I did see one at CarMax just a few days ago. They wanted $7,500 for it, but of course it comes with a CarMax warranty, and that's worth something. Here's one I'm always interested in every time I come to these auctions. Lot 620, a 2012 Chevy Impala PPV. These are student drivers' education cars here in Delaware. These are stationed at the different high schools. They're always well cared for. They always look good. They always have little scratches and blemishes right here where they put the student driver stickers on. There's always some nicks and bumps and bruises on this one. They always look pretty good. They sell for a lot of money. You know, mid threes to mid fours. This one has 41,600 miles. KBB says a trade-in value between $5,600 and $7,500. There's more of those scratches right here. It's just in the clear coat. It all comes out. Private party between $7,400 and $10,200. A quick look over on Facebook Marketplace says that this is about right. This is what I'm seeing, at least for listing prices. This one has a nice little bump right here, but otherwise it's in good shape. Looks good. It's just some minor stuff. If this one goes for under $3,000, I'll be a buyer, but I have low expectations for that. Well, let's just see where it ends up. And just another example, 627. Look, the same bump on the hood. This one has a little more miles at 56,000. Bidding is at $1,600 right now, versus the other one, bidding was at $2,017. Same condition, same little flaws and blemishes right there. Little scuff right there on the door. Generally clean, well cared for, well maintained. Under the trunk, just a spare tire, nothing else. Usually not even a jack. And then under the hood, over here on the passenger side firewall, you see these holes right here. That is for the second brake pedal. This one looks nice. I mean, again, I'm going to bid on it. We'll see where it goes. This one has a catalytic converter. The other one had it cut off before it even arrived at the auction lot. All right, lot 629, 2013 Chevy Tahoe SSV, four-wheel drive, tow package, 70,000 miles. Bidding is at $6,900 already. White is typical of county police here in Delaware. That looks homemade. But this is a state auction, wouldn't have county cars in it. And out back, it's got the prisoner cage and not a lot of leg room. I guess you don't get too many comforts here as a prisoner being hauled away. It looks pretty clean. You know, I suspect DOD. Again, displacement on demand, cam and lifters. That's going to be an expectation. Someone's been doing burnouts on the tires. They're all scuffed up. Fronts are a little nicer. I mean, presentable. If you're looking for a white plain Jane Tahoe with a tow package, I mean, maybe this is the one. It's at $6,900 right now, being a 2013. I bet this is going to go for 8, maybe 9 grand. I don't know, being white, it might knock the value a little bit. That little bump on the bumper may drop the value a little bit, but it's going to sell for a lot of money. Check this out, lot 641. It's a 2008 Ford F-250 four-wheel drive, 79,000 miles. Bidding is at $3,500. Has no brakes, and it's from Department of Natural Resources. That's the sticker. And my guess is that an animal maybe bit through the line, or maybe this thing's been sitting so long the brakes were seized up, maybe a seal in the caliper ruptured, something simple. With that little miles, given what this is, 13 years old now, that I bet it's something simple. I mean, brake work is pretty basic, right? It's either master cylinder, hoses, calipers. That's it. That's all it could be. And those parts aren't a lot of money. This looks good. I mean, it really looks good. Not a lot of money right now either. I'm not looking for a truck, but if the price stays right, I mean, I'll bid on it. Not to keep, just to get back on the road again and sell and make a few bucks. The seat doesn't look destroyed underneath. Let's see if the air conditioning works. Whoa! Yeah, now. So clearly it's missing the catalytic converter too. I'm going to check KBB, see what the prices are on this and the trade-in values are on these, and get some prices on parts and see if we can make this thing work. All right, last car of the day, lot 617 is a 2007 Dodge Grand Caravan, 42,800 miles. $900 is where the bid's at right now. The airbag light is on. And one cool feature about this, look at that, it's got the prisoner cage. Perfect. You know, a quick look at the cage where it's mounted in here. Looks like all the trim is cut to fit this cage in. Some trim is missing. I've got a droopy headliner in the back. But you know, some of this doesn't scare me, especially when you're talking about the mileage on this and on the exterior cosmetics. I bet this thing could sell for maybe $2,000, maybe $2,500. I mean, cosmetically it looks good. I'm not seeing any rust. I'm not seeing any body damage anywhere. The miles are low. A little bit of fading on the bumper. That may buff up. That may shine up a little bit more. But this could be a quick and easy flip. I'd be tempted to leave the cage in. See if maybe a postal worker wants to buy this. Somebody making mail routes. Well, let's see where this thing goes. This could be a moneymaker. Let's see where it ends up. I'm going to start bidding on this one, and I'm going to bid on this one and see where it goes. All right, that's the auction preview. There was 3 vehicles here that I'm interested in. 2 just casually. That blue Ford F-250, the one with the bad brakes and the missing catalytic converter. I'm curious what KBB value is going to be on that, and what the repairs are going to cost to make that thing right. I could do the brakes myself. I could put a catalytic converter on myself, take it to a shop, get it welded on. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. It shouldn't be too expensive, but I'm curious how that's going to end up on the bidding, and I'll be a bidder as long as there's some upside potential on that. The other one is lot 617. Remember the prisoner cage Dodge Caravan. Bidding is at $900 right now. I have a hunch that I could resell that for maybe $2,500 based on the mileage and the condition, as long as the bidding doesn't get crazy. That's a possibility. I'm curiously interested in that one. And then the third one I'm really wanting is lot 627 Chevy Impala PPV. Is a 2012. Bidding is at $1,600. 56,000 miles on that car. That's the one I'm interested in. That's the one I want to walk out with. The hood damage isn't too big of a deal. I think I can get that fixed, or I can do some of that myself at least. It has the catalytic converter. I don't have to worry about replacing them. Rock Auto shows catalytic converter prices between $250 for a cheapie and $550 for an expensive one. So that's an instant savings as long as I can get that car for the right price. So that's where I'm at. Thank you for joining me. Got my fingers crossed. We'll see what I come home with, and I'll see you on the next video.